Welcome to all final year degree students to the online class on the subject law. Well, my dear students, we were discussing about the prospectus chapter, is it not? And today's class we will discuss about the two things. One is different types of prospectus and what are the contents are contained in the prospectus. So these two things we will discuss in today's class. I'll share a PPT now. Yes. Hope my PPT is visible to you, all of you. Well, now come to the first is types of prospectus. Basically, there are four types of prospectus. Number one is abridged prospectus and red herring prospectus, shelf prospectus, and the last one is deemed prospectus. Abridged prospectus means a memorandum of association containing such silent features of prospectus as may be specified by SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India, by making regulations as far as as far as abridged prospectus is concerned, as per Section 2, subsection 1 of the Companies Act of 2013. Now, the company is not required to issue full prospectus. At present, companies are not required to issue a full prospectus along with the application for shares, etc. The full prospectus is to be issued only on the request of the applicant. Andre, the abridged prospectus is nothing but is a prospectus which is issued along with the issue to the applicant along with the application. ಫುಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅಬ್ರಿಜ್ಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹವೆವರ್ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ದ ಫುಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ ದ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೆಂಟ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಅಬ್ರಿಜ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. Okay, this is as per section 2, subsection 1 of the Companies Act of 2013. And again, this section has been made in with regard to the SEBI regulations. Okay. Now come to the red herring prospectus. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂದಿರಬಹುದು ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿಗೆ. According to Section 32 of the Companies Act of 2013, a prospectus which does not have a complete particulars on the price of the securities offered and the quantum of securities offered is known as red herring prospectus. So, red herring prospectus is a prospectus is issued where company offers its securities through the book building mode. So, book building mode is nothing but here the price of the securities offered and the quantum of securities offered is not mentioned. Details are not given. So, red herring prospectus is nothing but a prospectus which does not have a complete picture on two things. Yaudalla does not have a complete picture on the prices of the securities offered and the quantum of securities offered to the general public is not detail ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು known as, it is also known as, also called red herring prospectus. So this type of red herring prospectus are issued where a company offers its securities through the book building mode. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ಬುಕ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ರೆಡ್ ಹೆರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ನ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕಂಟೈನ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಟೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್. ಎರಡು ವಿಚಾರವಾಗಿ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿಯ ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್ ಆಫರ್ಡ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಫರ್ಡ್. ಇದೆರಡನ್ನ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಫೈನ್. Now let us have a look on the special features of ಅಥವಾ features or legal provisions. Features ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇದೆ, legal provisions ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಸೇಮ್. The features or legal provisions of the red herring prospectus. Number one is, the meaning itself indicates that red herring prospectus means a prospectus which does not include complete particulars, detailed particulars of the quantum or price of the securities included therein. This is one of the special features. Meaning over there. ಎರಡನೇದು filing. With regard to the filing, red herring prospectus shall be filed with the ROCs at least 3 days before the opening of the offer. ಜನರಲ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆಫರ್ ಕೊಡೋ ಮೊದಲು 3 days ಮೊದಲು ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ರೆಡ್ ಹೆರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಫೈಲ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್. ಓಕೆ. And the third one is, third feature or legal provisions is, as far as obligations are concerned, red herring prospectus carries the same obligations and liabilities which are applicable to an ordinary prospectus, which are applicable to ordinary or general prospectus as per section 32 subsection 3. The issuing company has to highlight any variation between the red herring prospectus and the main prospectus or the original or general prospectus. ಏನಾದರೂ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸಗಳಿದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇನ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಇದು ರೆಡ್ ಹೆರಿಂಗ್ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದ್ರನ್ನ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. issuing company has to highlight if any variation between the red herring prospectus ಮತ್ತೆ prospectus generally ಇರಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. And the last but one feature is, as far as final prospectus is concerned, section 32 subsection 4 prakara, upon the closing of the offer, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಫರ್ ನ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ closing of the offer of securities under this section, as per section 32 subsection 4, the prospectus stating therein must be related to, number one, the total capital raised, whether by way of debt or share capital. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕಂಟೈನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. or prospectus should state about the total capital raised and whether this capital is raised by way of debt or share. ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿಯಾ, ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ, ಅದನ್ನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. And the second thing to be should be stated in the prospectus is, the closing price of the security should be stated. The closing price of the security should be stated in the prospectus. ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ? ರೆಡ್ ಹೆರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಮೂರನೇದು, any other details are not included in the red herring prospectus shall be filed with the registrar of companies and the securities and exchange board. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಹ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೆಡ್ ಹೆರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಫೈನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮೂರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಫೈನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ? ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು, ವೆದರ್ ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ, ವೆದರ್ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ನು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದಿ ಸಿಗ್ನೇಚರ್. all the directors of the company or their constituted attorney must sign on the prospectus. All the directors of the company, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಅಟಾರ್ನಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಸೈನ್ ಆನ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಲೀಗಲ್ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ಸು ಅಥವಾ ಫೀಚರ್ಸು ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ರೆಡ್ ಹೆರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್. Now come to the shelf prospectus. As per section 31, the information about the issue of shares contained in a file lying on a shelf is called shelf prospectus. Very easy. Shelf prospectus is nothing but information about the issue of shares contained in a file lying on a shelf is called a shelf prospectus. Financial institutions and banks generally issues this type of prospectus. Financial institutions and banks issues this type of prospectus. A company filing such prospectus is also required to file an information about memorandum of association on all the material facts relating to the new changes created, changes occurring in the financial position in the period from the first offer, previous offer, and the succeeding offer of securities within such time as may be prescribed by the central government prior to the making of a second or subsequent offer of securities under the shelf prospectus. The information memorandum has to be issued to the public along with the shelf prospectus at the stage of first offer of securities. Security in the first time offer ಮಾಡುವಾಗ the prospectus remains valid for 1 year from the date of opening of the first issue of securities, where an update of the information is filled every time an offer or offer of security is made. Such information memorandum together with the shelf prospectus shall constitute the prospectus. ಎರಡು ಸೇರಿ ಅದು ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ? ವೇರ್ ಅನ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೈಲ್ಡ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೇರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಮೆಮೊರಂಡಮ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್, ಇಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಶೆಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್. ವೆಲ್, ಸೊ ಇದು ಸರ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯು ಮೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಎ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So a shelf prospectus means a prospectus in respect of which the securities or class of securities includes therein are issued for subscription in one or more issues over a certain period without the issue of further prospectus. So that means this prospectus is relevant up to for a certain period. ಸೊ ಆ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ತನಕ ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಶೆಲ್ಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಜನರಲಿ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ generally issues this type of prospectus. So this shelf prospectus, no doubt, should disclose the necessary particulars so that an intending investor, prospective investors may decide it for himself whether to invest or not, whether investment is worthwhile or not. So on the basis of the information provided in the shelf prospectus, the prospective subscribers or intending subscribers will purchase the shares or debentures. Hagagi, that is why, therefore, extreme caution is required while preparing and while issuing the shelf prospectus. Okay, it is considered as only a window. This prospect is only a window through which the potential buyers, the potential investors can look into the soundness of the company's venture. ಸೊ ಈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸೌಂಡ್ನೆಸ್ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಬೈಯರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ವೈಲ್ ಡಿಸೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೈಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್, ಕೇರ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ಡ್, ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಕೇರ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಟೇಕನ್ into account. Now come to the what are the features, what are the legal provisions. So as per section 31 of Companies Act 2013, you can list out the different features or legal provisions of a shelf prospectus. Number one, the validity period not exceeding 1 year should be indicated in the shelf prospectus. Validity period not extending 1 year period. A shelf prospectus may be issued by any class or any classes of companies, as the Securities and Exchange Board of India may provide by regulation in this behalf. So SEBI has given a full freedom that the shelf prospectus may be issued by any classes of companies. And the third feature or legal provisions is the shelf prospectus shall have a validity period not exceeding 1 year, which shall commence from the date of opening of the first offer of securities. The shelf prospectus shall have a validity period not exceeding 1 year. First point, which shall commence from the date of opening of the first offer of securities. ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 1 year ತನಕ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡಿಟಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಈಸ್ in respect of subsequent or second or third, whatever it may be, subsequent offer of securities during the validity period, no further prospectus shall be required. Only for the first time we need shelf prospectus. For the second issue, third issue and subsequent issues, for that shelf prospectus is not required. Okay, next feature or legal provisions is a company filing the shelf prospectus shall be required to file an information memorandum with the registrar or with the ROCs before making of any second or subsequent offer of securities under the shelf prospectus. The next provision is the information memorandum shall contain all material facts relating to, number one, new or changes created. Number two, changes in the financial position if occurred between the first offers of securities and the succeeding offer of securities. If any change in the financial position we have to mention, otherwise not required. Then such other changes as may be prescribed. So any changes created, so must be mentioned. Then where a company or the other person has received applications for the allotment of securities along with the advance payments of subscription, before making of such change, at that time the company or other person should be intimated about the changes occurred. Then if the applicant express a desire to withdraw their application, because he has purchased and he has sent application, after that he came to know that there are so many changes took place, So opportunity must be given, option must be given to the applicant because he was not aware of the changes. Salvam. So that is why if the applicant express to desire with the withdraw their application money, the company or the other person shall refund all the monies received as a subscription within 15 days before the offers. Next, where an information memorandum is filed every time an offer of securities is made, such memorandum together with the shelf prospectus shall be deemed to be a prospectus. Information where the information memorandum is filed every time an offer of security is made, such memorandum together with the shelf prospectus shall be deemed to be a prospectus. It is considered as a valid, it is considered as a prospectus. Though it is not prospectus, it is a shelf prospectus, but shelf prospectus is also considered as a deemed to be a prospectus. Okay, now we will move on to the next one, that is deemed prospectus. Section 25, subsection 1 provides that where a company allots or agrees to allot shares to any intermediary for the purpose of the public offer, and such intermediary offers the shares to the public by way of an advertisement or document. Such advertisement or document shall be deemed to be a prospectus. ಯಾವಾಗ ಇದು as per section 25 subsection 1 ಪ್ರಕಾರ provides that where a company allots or agrees to allot the shares to an intermediary, that is issuing house, for the purpose of public offer, and such intermediary offers the shares to the public by way of advertisement, by way of any other document, advertisement to make any documents, any circular, such advertisement or such document shall be deemed as prospectus. Prospectus advertisement ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಡೀಮ್ಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ, ಡೀಮ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಐತಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್, ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ನ ಹಾಗೆ. In other words, it is nothing but a prospectus issued inviting the subscription for shares or debentures by the issuing house. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Even though the issuing house issues a prospectus, it is considered as a prospectus issued by the company which has allotted the shares to the issuing house for the purpose of public issue. The issuing house is nothing but issuing house is like an agent. Issuing house works as an agent on behalf of the company. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ issuing house ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ that is considered as a deemed to be a prospectus of ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೀಮ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಡ್ ಬಂದ ಕಾರಣ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಡೀಮ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್. ಸೊ for any misstatement, wrong statement in such prospectus, company, no doubt, as well as the issuing house, both are equally liable. Issuing house is responsible, even concerned company is also responsible, because agent is issuing company is nothing but, issuing house is nothing but agent of the company, alva. So both are responsible. Well, now come to the contents of prospectus. Okay, so as per the Companies Act of 2013, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ section 26 ಪ್ರಕಾರ, as per the requirement of section 26, as per the requirements of Section 26 of the Companies Act of 2013, prospectus contains or prospectus should comprises of four important things. Number one is general information or general information to be given in the prospectus. ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಎರಡನೇದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸೆಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸ್. ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ content is nothing but reports to be set out in the prospectus. And number three, no doubt, declaration to be made. And the last one is other matters. So these four aspects should be included in the prospectus. Okay, now what I will do is I'll explain all these four contents of prospectus in the next session. Okay, going very slowly because my portion is almost over now. So as per the allotment, whatever the syllabus allotted to me. Okay, so probably within next 2 hours I'll be able to complete your syllabus which is allotted to me. So I have been given only first unit 1 and unit 2. Okay, so I'll be completing my part. Okay, so 2 more hours required. So we have sufficient time. That is why I'll wind up today's class. Okay, so today we have studied more on kinds or types of prospectus. And just I told that there are four important contents which are essential, which must be included in the prospectus. Is it not? So in detail, I will explain in detail all the four contents in the next session. Okay, thank you very much. So till then, have a nice time and safe to stay at home. Thank you very much.